So in a visual radio play, it'd be like where you could be sitting at home and you're on the computer, and then if you want something to do, you could just look at it, and it's mainly about what the characters say, and towards the end of the page, like the scene, it would say all the special words that like some kids didn't know, and it would tell you the definitions of it.
Cool.
A visual radio play is something that you would love because kids like us do not like reading. So you would just watch it on the big screen or on your computer at home, and you can see, instead of reading a book, you can watch it. And then after, you can do things like quizzes or do fun activities with it.
Cool. Okay.
I like the part when we can watch the video over and over again because there's funny things that happen in the book, and that there's things that you can do with your friends at home, at school, and you can still learn while you're doing it.
Like what? So talk about them.
Like make your own play, or you can write a essay about it, or you can make a little story and change things around with your friends.
And what is the word when you change something around?
Adaptation.
Oh yeah, look at that adaptation. He had it right away. That was so fast. You like on Jeopardy, right? Buzz through.
Did you like the beginning when the two characters are texting each other?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you explain that to somebody?
That was kind of funny.
How the play opens?
Well, at the beginning of the play, when it said it showed Astolfo and Rosaura, they were texting each other, and then Rosaura was like, "Where are you? And how come you're not here?" And then Astolfo was like, "I'm in Poland. I'm trying to become king, so we can be king and queen of Poland." So it was texting and all that, like texting back and forth, and then it'd be funny. But then once the play actually really started, it showed that Astolfo really didn't want to be king and queen with Rosaura.
He was the Duke of Russia, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
So, what's your favorite thing about this so far?
My favorite part was in when Act 2, Scene 1, when it had made Segismundo and the servant were arguing, and then when Segismundo grabbed the servant and threw it out the balcony into the moat of water. That's my favorite part because it was funny. And I also liked and my favorite character is Clarín because he's always like making funny jokes about him, about like everyone. Like when he would say that, because when Clotaldo had told him to keep your mouth shut because Clotaldo was actually Rosaura's father, but Rosaura didn't know about it. And then Clotaldo says that he can eat, that he'll be fed. But then Clarin's like being a smart aleck and saying that thank you very much for how I eat with my mouth shut. It was funny.
My favorite scene was Act 1, Scene 1 because Clarín, when Rosaura was talking about her philosopher, he called her philosopher an idiot and that was really funny because like the way he said it was just hilarious.
And I have one more thing to add on to what he said. It was when he said that the philosophers had said something about like complaining, and then he was like, that philosopher was an idiot. I like to punch him in the nose, and then you have a funny nose to complain about.
And Clarin's my favorite too. Clarin's my favorite character.
Cataldo's my favorite because I play him as a role. Cataldo is a loyal, funny, and respectful. Well, he's not a servant. Really, he's like a knight or a god. And he is very, 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 very respectful to King Basilio because he does not want to get fired.
Right.
So tell us, let's move
away from the restaurant
that
sign.
restaurant sign. Tell us, like, if there's something that you personally in your own life that you've learned from the play, like, you know, what did Segismundo learn, for instance?
Yeah, something you
from
want
it?
to make
and then
sure
you go, you know, I could use learning that too. What lessons do you think
personal in your own
Segismundo
life.
learned?
I have one from Clarín where when they're having a battle and Clarín gets shot because he's hiding, and he says to another guard, "Don't hide because you it's no use. Help and fight. Help and fight. Because if you stay here, you'll have more pain.
So as far as your own life, does that make you?
What does that make you?
That makes me feel like don't run it high. Let yourself free, and don't when there's something bad happening, feel free to say to go and help.
Awesome.
The lesson I learned was from Segismundo and Clarine, because like Elijah had said, Clarine did say those who hide are the first to die. So we told that to the guard, and then they went to war. And then in the end, Segismundo, I learned a lesson from him, and it said, and to me, for me, what it said was that to be loyal and kind, and good things will always happen. So that's what I learned.
Cool.
The lesson I learned is to follow your dreams, because Segismundo, when he was in prison, King Vasilian took him to the palace and he made him prince, right?
Prince for a day.
Prince for a day, and then he went back because he threw a servant out the window, which was funny. And when he went back to prison, he wanted to be prince again, so he went back. The soldiers took him back, and he became prince, and he married Estrella, right?
Yes, and then and then Rosara married Astolfo.
Yeah.
Happy endings for everybody.
Say that again.
Except
Happy
Clarine.
endings for everybody.
Except for
Even for you.
Except for
not
Clarine.
reading.
Except Clarine. Right.
And the servant.
Even for
Yes,
you. Even
yes.
for you, because you're not reading the book.
Exactly.
Okay, so in terms of the work that you've done around it, like today, for instance, you're writing an article in a newspaper. Can you talk to us about what kind of story are you writing,
Well,
and what point of view?
well, our teachers told us, and I don't know about your teacher, but our teachers told us that there was a website to go on, and I forgot the name, but where we had to write a story, like a story article for the newspaper. It was like a little internet newspaper, and about what your favorite part of the play was. And what I wrote about was when Segismundo threw the servant out the window. And then I wrote it, and then at the end I had clicked generate, which made my little article. It made it go up on top, and I was able to read it myself and my heading and all that. So it's fun, and I don't know if we're gonna do this again, but if we are, it's a lot more. It's better than reading books during reading.
And then were you in the hangout?
Yes.
Okay.
Talk about that for a minute.
Talk to us
Yeah.
about that, or all
Magic
together as a
Yeah,
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
So this morning we hung out, with Google.
Tomorrow. I mean,
This
today.
morning.
This morning we did a Google Hangout, and we met people from Ukraine, and we did a guessing game to find out where they were from.
and they guessed where we were from.
How'd that go? Tell us a story about that.
We asked questions like what country is born in your country, or what school are you in, or how many students do you have in your class. And your Korean said they have 8 people in their class in after school, and that their time is 4 o'clock and ours was at that time ours was 9:45.
And they said that they have Easter in 7 more days, so that's kind of cool because we're kind of ahead of them, right? We're ahead.
And
Just a couple of days.
so at the end of the Google Hangout, when we had found out where they were from and they found out where we were from, at the end before we said goodbye and thank you, we said goodbye in English, but we went on the internet and found out how to say thank you in Ukraine, and to say that in Ukraine is Diaku.
Diaki, yeah.
Which doesn't sound nice, actually.
Happy endings
It
for
sounds like
everybody.
Diablo.
Yeah, this is his phrase here.
Happy
You got-
endings
you-
for everybody, but not for you because you didn't say it. I'm sorry. And it's happy endings for the people in Ukraine because they did not have to write letters.
Not me. We just talked.
Okay, cool. Is there anything else you want to tell anybody about this project?
What about words you learned?
Oh yeah, let's.
Did you guys get any words you learned? Tell me some words you
What the
learned.
word means
Yeah.
and
Adaption, which he just said. It means to change something, or like for instance, I wrote a sentence about adaption that adaption means to it, like Segismundo. He changed his personality. He adapted his personality to another kind of person because usually he's cruel and mean, but now he's nice and happy and kind.
That's cool. That's his adaptation.
Yeah, that's cool. So a
And then-
different word, not adaptation, but
And then our teacher had us do a crossword on, well, like a word search on the word that we learned. So we had like 3 different groups in our classroom. So we would each group would have their own thing. My group, I think, was
Academic.
academic words, and then his group was domain specific, and then another group was everyday words.
Yeah.
So we were doing it. My groups took like forever because we had like
We had like 87 words.
we had a lot of words to do.
Yeah.
Do you remember any- one that you
I
liked?
think it was, well, there was character, I remember, and then there was there was mercy. There was I think because maybe.
Yeah, and I think the next one, that in the book, just like on the computer that we did, we had adaptation, advice, and another one, but I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Remember any words that you learned?
I remember Dallas and Warsaw. Those are I think the only 2 I remember. Oh yeah, and astrologer.
And they're from domain specific.
Like, so what do any of those then mean?
Astrologer means like the person who looks at the stars and other planets, and Warsaw is a country or
Warsaw, I think,
a
it's
city
the
in
name
Russia.
Of the palace. The name of the palace in the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
The
is.
Warsaw Palace.
Yeah. And then the palace is a palace. It's a castle.
Did you want to say something more?
And then, also adding onto the word search thing. So we had another person do the crossword, and we did it from a different type of word set. Not many people from the academic word group really did it because it took forever for them. But we were close, but we didn't really get a chance to finish it.
Cool.
Happy
Okay.
endings for everybody.
Every day.